Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to the video. My name is Bradley, also known as the Swim Coach. Today we're going to look at Game Week 36 stats, who did well, my points for Game Week 36 and how did people in my league get on. We'll also have a look at that team of the week as well. Some very interesting names on that team week. And then we'll have a little look at Game Week 37. Now, also, on another note, I do have an announcement that I will go live on May the 30th. And I will go live at 9:30 a.m. on this channel, my gaming channel. We'll go live on Kick and on Twitch about a little bit of a challenge. Partly for the fantasy football lot into next season. And things that may happen, like some forfeits through next season. And we're going to try and get into that. But also, it'd be down to you guys out there for those forfeits. And one of the big ones that there's going to be a big one. I'm going to be a bit disappointed to say it, but there's a big challenge. But for me to do those forfeits, it'd be down to you guys out there. But we'll leave that for the announcement on the 30th. The announcement will be done at 12:30. But beforehand, there will be some games to be played. So we'll leave it to there. So for now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this video and let's see if you guys like it. So, Game Week 36, sorry. Game Week 36. Very interesting with Team of the Week. Especially with Ramsdale. Ramsdale getting 10 points, a 0-0 draw against City. What a performance. I think also this last game of the season, I think he may want to do a little bit of showing what Arsenal fans, what he was like. So we'll see. Some very good names up here. So Aaron Wan-Bissaka done really well against United, got an assist, get that clean sheet. West Ham doing well. It'll be interesting to see how they get on at Forest, who are fighting for that Champions League spot and relegation. Ipswich. Dan Burns now done really well against Chelsea. Chelsea are fighting for that Champions League spot. That was a good win there. Palace, on the other hand, I didn't know what Spurs team would turn up. Have they almost scrapped this season and gone, let's now focus for that Europa League final against United? And I think also United are going to do exactly the same thing. King, that was a big shock to me. I didn't think that Everton would beat Fulham at Fulham. That was a big shock for me. I didn't plan that one. Eze again against Spurs, getting 2 goals. Can't go anything wrong there. Morgan Gibbs-White. And Morgan Gibbs-White is a name that will be circulated, I will say, all off-season. I actually did mention about this player. He's actually hit form. So I think you guys out there may have to look into this player. And he has hit form. He is at that 5.2 million. I think we will talk about him again during this video. Tiale, well, he's a sensation. I like him quite a lot. Next game is against Arsenal, so that's a big one. Chuchek, he's in my team. It is against United, and of course they are sleeping. Whale, got the some good points, but they did lose. So some few shockers in there. And if you did have Eze at top points, well, 32 points as a captain, 130, 120 odd points. Very nice. Now, actually, no, let's have a look at the league. We need to look at the league. So, as you can see, I'm going to be 12th. It probably looks like I will likely stay 12th unless something really happened. But there's a bit of a breakaway. There's a massive gap now. There's 50, 40, 38 points. 37 points. 37 points. Yeah, 37 points. What, 37 points here. It was very tight at one point, but there's some breakaways at the moment. Let's have a look at the assistant manager. Yeah, I thought he still had it left over, and he went with guard. Ooh, I tell you now, you could have been a good one if you went with Southampton. He's got some good layouts there. That's right. Could have gone with Isaac, got a bit more points. Got some good players there. I'm liking that. Very nice. Oh, my fault. Now, as you can see on the list when it loads up, I only end up with 39 points. And in fact, I was the fourth worst that game week. So not a good game week for me. But we move on. We go on to it. There we go. And talking about that, this is what happened with my points. I had 15 points on the bench. If I did get with one of my defenders, and put both of them in, I would have gained 4 points here and 8 points here. So I would gain 12 points. I would have just gained 12 points. Or actually, no, if I took my striker out, I would gain 9 points and take out Minkler. So, yeah, 13. Oh, that would have been a lot better. But we do make mistakes and these things do happen. So, we look at it. Okay. Now, top player in. Now, I'm going to probably say out there, you guys are going to probably look at the Villa players, maybe Chelsea players, because it got United. The Villa got Spurs, Chelsea got United. Now, both those teams have got Spurs and United have got that Europa League on the Wednesday, on the 21st. So their games have been moved to a Friday night. So that's the reason why. And I think they're going to be playing a bit cautious. The United players, Spurs players, are they going to go in for those full tackles? Probably not. So I don't think they want to risk injuring themselves. Now, with Palace, with Isaac, they've got Wolves. So it is that little bit of a tricky scenario. I think you probably still got to look at Bowen. Beto is probably a good option as well, especially when you've got Southampton. And I would say you do have to look at certain teams who they're playing. But with Southampton doing really well against United City, I think that could be a bit of a turning point for them, but it may be a bit too late. Now, with this game week, it's a bit of an odd game week. So we've got 2 games Friday night. We've got no games on Saturday, sorry. It's the FA Cup game between Man City and Crystal Palace. And then we've got 5 games on Sunday. And and then we've got a Monday night game, and then we've got 2 Tuesday night games. And we'll show you those fixtures in a... Actually, no, we'll show you the fixtures now, actually. You can actually see. So, look at that. Villa Spurs, Chelsea United on that Friday night. Saturday, you've got Palace versus City in the FA Cup. On the Sunday at 12 o'clock, we have Everton versus Southampton. We have a 2:15 kickoff, which is West Ham versus Nottingham Forest. We have 2 3 o'clock kickoffs. We have Brentford versus Fulham, Leicester versus Ipswich. We then go into a 4:30 kickoff, which is Arsenal versus Newcastle. That's a big game for that Champions League football. Monday night, we've got Brighton versus the champions Liverpool. Tuesday night, we have Crystal Palace Wolves, and then City versus Bournemouth. Both games at 8 o'clock. Now, I can feel, as I said, Villa winning this probably 3 or 4-0. Chelsea maybe go like 2-0, 3-0, something like that. I think the Spurs will definitely lose, and United will definitely lose. The Everton Southampton game is a very interesting one because it is the last game at Goodison Park. So there's going to be a lot of noise, atmosphere, a lot of presence. So that's going to be a big, big fixture. And I think the crowd is going to be up for it. Now, are Southampton going to be a big party pooper? You never know. So, yeah, that's going to be a very interesting time. Now, here's the other thing. At 2:15 and 3 o'clock, you have 2 London games. Then at 4:30, you've got another London game. So you're going to have 6 teams in London. West Ham Forest, Brentford Fulham, and then Arsenal Newcastle. There's 6 teams in that will be in London. It's going to be very, very busy London. Okay. Lucky enough, we've got West London. Okay. We've got an East Brentford like type of London. And then we've got North London. So no South London there. So yeah. Very interesting. Now we'll go back to those top players. Now, we did have a little talk about Kevin Schuster here. Now, beforehand, he hadn't done anything too big. Well, there's a few there, Palace. But since they've gone on this 4-game winning streak, first week, maybe not, but got a goal. Got 2 goals against United. Got the goal against Ipswich. So, I think you could probably look at where that fixture is and what he does in the midfield. He gets through those lines. And I think he's another player that's kept himself under the radar, but has done really well this season. And if you need to transfer someone that's got big value, I think you could probably use him for the last 2 games of the season. I've got no qualms about that. Ollie Watkins, it's a bit of a hit and miss. Don't know. Villa have done really well, but has he? On occasions, not much. So I think it's a bit of a tricky one. Against Spurs, you never know. Against United, well, United may be celebrating a bit. So, hey, you don't know. For me, another big, big surprise of this season is Mr. Chris Wood. Surprised me a lot this season, especially with his 20 goals this season and 3 assists. He has done really well this season. bit of a winning West Ham team he's got to come up against, so that could be interesting. The Chelsea fixture is a bit of a interesting one because only 3 days later they have their conference fixture game. Yes, they've been using some, not their first team players, so they've been mixing up a little bit. So it'd be interesting to see how that actually goes, to be honest. I could probably see them beating West Ham. Maybe 1-1 draw in the Chelsea game. Palmer's up there, but again, he's not been hitting that form. Yes, he is the 6th best. The 3rd best points per match this season. But again, as I said, it is United. And United will probably be on that mind of let's play the Europa League fixture. So there we go. Oh, sorry. Haaland is another one that's up there, that's come back from his injuries, played that 90 minutes. But I was surprised they did draw against Southampton. But they got Bournemouth, which is a team that no mugs. But it is at the City ground. But then they do finish with that trip to Craven Cottage on the last day of the season. Neto up there, but Palace and Brentford, London teams. So it'd be very, very interesting there. Bissaka, again, some of it has not been for me outright. I think the only reason why he did really well against United is because United again thinking what I've said before, that Europa League. This man, Liam Delap, he has to do really well against Leicester. And I think that he will be leaving Ipswich this season. The end of for next season. I think he'll probably go to United. But he'll definitely stay in the I think he'll definitely stay in the Premiership. And I think he will fight hard for whatever team he plays for. It is very interesting. What about the top transfers out? Of course. Had to be done. I'm surprised. I thought it'd be higher. Newcastle as well because of against Arsenal. Wrong one. And Everton last game this season as well, but that is up at St James's Park. So yeah, I think it's going to be a bit of an interesting fixture. Another one I would probably could have is Justin Kluivert, but not there against City. You never know; he may do really well against City, and then Leicester. So hit and miss, I think. What is the actual league table? Just so I can just double check something. So we've got Bournemouth in 10th, Newcastle, Man City in 4th. If Bournemouth win, they could fight for that European Conference League game. Yeah, the Conference League. That could be interesting. So we know that, well, if City win the FA Cup, then the conference will go to 8th place, because the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup will go down, or so we can have nine teams in Europe. Now, even if Palace do win the FA Cup, We'll have Manchester United, Chelsea in the Champions League. We'll have Palace in the Europa League, I think. We will have 8 teams or 9 teams in. Yeah. Okay. And then the Newcastle will be conference because I don't know how this will work in, but hey. For me, I agree with a lot of these. I think Bruno Fernandes maybe rested for this Chelsea game. Saka is a bit of, I would say yes, but that last game of the season, I think, will be really, really good. And I will probably transfer a couple of Arsenal players in for that game. I'm not going to do any transfers this game week, so there's a hint there for you guys. This is my current team, but you never know what. This is my current 15 players. I may change it around a little bit of who goes where. You just had a small little look. But hey, these things are going to be very interesting for us. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'll catch you on the next one. But please remember, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and also the announcement on the 30th of May. It will be done at 12:30. I will be live streaming from about 9:30. Then you can watch me in, and then we can talk about other things. And yeah, it'd be very interesting. For now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Stay safe, and good luck for game week 37.